You know how I got addicted to cocaine? I tried it. The problem with drugs is that they work, right up until the moment they decimate your life. Try cocaine and you'll become addicted to it. Become addicted to cocaine and you will either be dead or you will wish you were dead, but it will only be one or the other. My big fear was that I wasn't going to be able to write without it. There was no way I was going to be able to write without it. Last month I celebrated my 11-year anniversary of not using coke. Thank you. In that 11 years, I've written 3 television series, 3 movies, a Broadway play, won the Academy Award, and taught my daughter all the lyrics to Pirates of Penzance. I have good friends. You'll meet a lot of people who, to put it simply, don't know what they're talking about. In 1970, a CBS executive famously said that there were 4 things we would never, ever see on television: a divorced person, a Jewish person, a person living in New York City, and a man with a mustache. By 1980, every show on television was about a divorced Jew who lives in New York City and goes on a blind date with Tom Selleck. Develop your own compass and trust it. Take risks, dare to fail. Remember, the first person through the wall always gets hurt. My junior and senior years at Syracuse, I shared a 5-bedroom apartment at the top of East Adams with 4 roommates, one of whom was a fellow theater major named Chris. Chris was a sweet guy with a sly sense of humor and a sunny stage presence. He was born out of his time and would have felt most at home playing Mickey Rooney's sidekick in Babes on Broadway. I had subscriptions back then to Time and Newsweek, and Chris used to enjoy making fun of what he felt was an odd interest in world events that had nothing to do with the arts. I lost touch with Chris after we graduated, and so I'm not quite certain when he died. But I remember about 1.5 years after the last time I saw him, I read an article in Newsweek about a virus that was burning its way across the country. The Centers for Disease Control was calling it acquired immune deficiency syndrome, or AIDS for short. And they were asking the White House for $35 million for research, care, and cure. The White House felt that $35 million was way too much money to spend on a disease that was only affecting homosexuals, and they passed, which I'm sure they wouldn't have done if they'd known that $35 million was a steal compared to the $2 billion it would cost only 10 years later. Am I saying that Chris would be alive today if only he'd read Newsweek? Of course not. But it seems to me that more and more we've come to expect less and less of each other, and that's got to change. Your friends, your family, this school expect more of you than vocational success. Today is May 13th, and today you graduate, and the rules are about to change, and one of them is this: decisions are made by those who show up.